urge, or rather impulse, and then that impulse just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. First time I experienced it was when Peter was born, and I gave away all my stuff, packed a bag, got a tent, and left for Texas. When I got back from Texas, I was a different person. Like, I knew what I wanted. I knew my goals. All the voices that were surrounding me about what I should do or what I need to do or who I need to be, like, those were all able to just fall off with every single step I took.
Yeah.
So with that knowledge, when everything was happening I said October, I think it was August. What happened last August was there was another point in my life where there were so many like expectations. There were, I don't even know how to describe it. And a lot of voices that I just didn't know what to do. So knowing myself, I was able to recognize the feeling and make decisions based off of what I know will help me. So my whole thing is let's get to this camping trip as soon as possible, because no decisions can be made until then. Because I felt myself so unstable. So essentially crazy thoughts. Just all like couldn't hold a thought down whatsoever.
Yeah.
So what was going on to make you like feel like that? Like, why did you feel that pressure, that impulse to leave?
Well, the biggest reason is Kelly and I kept having a cyclical argument. She was just on the podcast the other day, and we actually brought it up a little bit, but we're going to have her on again.
So a fight with, like, your significant other, basically.
Correct.
Is what...
Absolutely. And it was to the point where I knew she wasn't really, like, grasping what I was saying, because it's hard to explain something to somebody when they don't see something. So
yeah.
it was hard. It was a very hard couple weeks, but ultimately it felt like I had to make a decision that was going to cost me a lot. It was going to cost me my stability. It was going to cost me my family, temporarily, of course, but if we were to have broken up, I would have had to walk away from a lot of that, like, comfort, I guess you could say.
So you feel like you had to go back to, like, how you became who you were to begin with? Like,
so I didn't think I needed to do that. I wanted to do it so that I can avoid having, like, needing to do.
You had to lose a little bit of control to get it back.
Because there was no control. And that was the biggest, like, sign that I was not in my right state of mind. Because when you want to be disciplined, or when you set goals and you want to follow those goals, but you're not, and you're constantly just, like, putting it off and like, ignoring it almost, it eats alive at you.
yeah, it's not healthy.
And it was happening a lot in our relationship. So, yeah, I literally had to let go of every expectation I had.
Yeah.
Whether it was marriage or being Peter's father every day. Like, well, I'm always going to be Peter's father every day. But whether I was going to be able to have the means to nurture for him to where he won't suffer. Like food and shelter and stuff like that. And, yeah, when you sense that kind of loss of control, but still see it happening, it's like that is the clear indicator that this is what I needed to do.
Yeah, you can't ignore it.
Correct.
You can't ignore it, otherwise it'll be bad news bears.
Very bad news
You'll
bears.
spiral. We know where it goes from there, you know?
And exactly, it was kind of like it is my emergency plan to avoid entering into psychosis, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know what those indicators are, especially if they haven't been into psychosis before.
Well, it's weird. Like, before, like, I went through my stuff, I didn't think I